Hello YouTube, I come to you from beyond the wall of the 18-year boundary. I am now an adult. I don't feel like an adult, I feel like the same person I was yesterday, but apparently I can now buy alcohol, which doesn't apply to me. Neil gave us this week's topic, which was to look for a news article and then talk about it, or moan about it, or praise it. I'm not going to praise this one. No, I'm not. The article that I have chosen is an article found on the BBC News website, and it is entitled, Speaker Bercow's Wife in Spat with Fellow Twitter User. I'll put a link in the sidebar /down thing / whatever the hell is going on with YouTube at the moment. This article is simultaneously the most dull and tedious article and the most juvenile and stupid article I've ever read. Essentially, it's about how the wife of the Commons Speaker has been featured on a website monitoring MPs' movements, and so she's complained. And the object of the article is that she's complaining. How British is that? Commons Speaker, that's the person who speaks in the House of Commons in Britain, it's to do with the government. Commons Speaker's wife, Sally Bercow, has complained about being featured on a website monitoring MPs' movements. Mrs. Bercow writes on her page of the Twitter social networking site, I am not an MP, I just live here. So stop reporting my movements. The owner of the I Spy MP page replies, you Twitter your movements far more than we do. You love the limelight. So this seems to be a bit argumentative. There's a picture as well, which is of Mrs. Bercow grinning inanely. You'll see it when you go to the link. And underneath is possibly the most apathetic caption ever. Mrs. Bercow said the person publishing her details was, quote, not very nice, unquote. So far we've got a strange picture, we've got a caption which doesn't threaten at all, and we've got the beginnings of an argument. Obviously, being a BBC News article, it will progress into a detailed, thought-out and reasonable article. So, I Spy MP has reported sightings of Mrs. Bercow drinking coffee and playing with her daughter. Okay. Mrs. Bercow, who is standing for Labour in Westminster in May's local elections, warns the anonymous founder of I Spy MP, I'm going out now to do school run. I am not an MP, I just live here. So stop reporting my movements. Thank you. Smiley. And then it just goes into an inane list of her Twitters. For example, friend Pop Brown, she is very taken with a scaffolder working on Parliament's roof. I left her to it and went to meeting. ... We'll get update. I mean, at lunchtime, the kids will only eat food they've seen advertised on TV, which is limiting. I mean, these are not stupid things to put on Twitter, but they're stupid things to report on a BBC News website. I should point out that this was on the main page. I mean, literally, if you type in www.bbc.co.uk/news, and then it's right there in one of the links. Who cares if some woman who is the wife of an MP... I agree this article wasn't as shocking as Adam's and the 84-year-old woman, which was just horrendous, and, you know, I can't match that level of anger in this video because she's not worth it. But I'd just like to say that is my newspaper article. The BBC could have reported on something slightly more interesting, slightly more relevant. But at the end of the day, I don't read a lot of news because I'm an ill-informed person. I've also just noticed that ever since I moved the camera angle slightly, you've been able to see this guy. Yeah, he was a Christmas present from about 3 years ago. He doesn't have a name. No. Adam, I will see you on Monday.